What's going on, everyone? This is TennoTalk. Today we have DE Taylor, we have Neoness, and Xenogelion again. If you were here from last week, and today we have a couple of topics, just ranging from RailJack to different things in Warframe, and we'll get into that in a second. First, everyone introduce yourselves. Let's go with Taylor first.
Hi. I'm Taylor. I'm a senior community coordinator at Warframe. I manage the Warframe Partner Program and the TennoGen program. And yeah, that's it.
And Neo, I'm sure people know who you are, but
I don't think anybody knows.
No one knows who you are.
I'm a content.
Who are you? Why were you invited?
I'm not even sure myself. I am. I mean, all I do. I'm a content creator on YouTube and Twitch, and Warframe partner, and I mostly do Warframe content for the community and help everybody with I don't know, walkthroughs, plat guides, and all that stuff.
Very true. He's been doing that for a while. And Xeno?
Hi, I'm Xenogelion. I do the random stuff on YouTube for Warframe that no one ever watches, or just like, who is this weird English person? He doesn't know what he's talking about. Emma doesn't suck. She really does. And yeah.
I like your content. Your content's cool.
What the hell? You have like at least 10,000 people who like your content. Get out of here.
Exactly.
Aww.
Boy.
All right, but yeah, so today, like I said, we're going to be talking about several things, but first on the list is RailJack, and I wanted to kind of get into a sort of speculation conversation about it, and I want you guys in chat to also ask us questions and engage with us as well when it comes to what you guys think RailJack is going to be like, you know, what things could be added, what things need to be there in order for it to be like what you expect, and so on and so forth. So first we have RailJack. Do you think that the speed of the ship is too slow? That was one thing that I noticed for myself. The reason why I wrote this question, I saw the presentation and it felt kind of sluggish. The ship felt kind of sluggish, and I understand it's like a large ship, but for me, I don't know. I feel like it should have been more fast-paced. What do you think, Xeno?
I think it should be significantly faster, to the point of you can ram into the capital ships and crack them in half.
Oh, wait. Okay, so Neo and Taylor weren't here last week, so tell them what you said about the big crab, the big crab thing.
The oh god, you really gonna make me say this on?
Yes.
So during one of the last arbiters, I had TDefton and Lil Navi on, and I think it was Devin that asked the question of what was it like taming the you know, what would I do with the tick spider things?
Yeah.
Tick spider bots. And I on the spot turned around and said that I would tame it between my thunder thighs. not thinking at all what was going through my mouth. And then yeah, that didn't go away.
And then weren't you saying you were gonna take it up to the RailJack and like shoot it over to the capital ships?
Yeah, I was gonna attach it to the RailJack and then throw it at the capital ships, like eat the side of the capital ship.
Or you could like load it into the gun and literally like boom, 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 shoot it at it.
Just shoot the giant thick crabs. Oh my god.
Oh, that would be wicked. Like you.
Wouldn't it?
It would also It could also give Nyx a purpose again. You know,
oh my god.
Her mind control could totally control the spiders. You shoot them at the enemy ships, and then you just watch them attack and tear open the enemy ships. Like, I think that's next level for Warframe. But that's, oh man, nobody would not want to see that.
I would agree with you on that, actually. But yeah, what do you guys think about the speed? Let's say Taylor, what did you think about it?
Taylor, it was something I noticed too. I don't know if the speed was affected by the power they had to the engines or anything, but I know when I was watching it, I was like, oh,
Like
It's a slow boy.
it's a little sluggish.
I get it. Like at first you're like, is it moving? But I understand it's heavy and
Yeah.
honestly, they made that demo in like 2 weeks.
No, yeah, and I understand that.
I think they'll probably tweak it following feedback, maybe. But I could also see the reasons behind leaving it that slow, depending on the gameplay they make for it, right? Because a lot of it seems to be focused on like staying, or like focused on inside the ship and stuff, and like dealing with larger targets, from my understanding, at least from what the demo showed. So maybe this slow movement makes more sense. But like obviously in Warframe, such a fast game.
Yeah, exactly. It just feels really weird, you know, going.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it kind of reminds me of Sharkwing, because Sharkwing slows us down a lot.
I get that for sure.
So
it's like, where's the physics and the stuff that makes sense versus no, I want to go fast.
I want to go fast.
Fun, right?
Yeah.
It's like you had a hobble key coat the whole time.
Exactly. What do you think about it, Neo? Did you think it was fast enough, or did you think it was a little sluggish?
I'm all about the mobility in this game. That's what keeps me coming back to it. So if anything isn't as fast, I mean, I'm begging for a primed rush to happen for the game. Like it's just my.
Oh my god, I would love that.
Mod.
I would love that.
But like, yeah, no. As far as the RailJack, I mean, I wound up doing analysis on the video, and it seemed to be there were spots that they kind of showed where it's like you can adjust either the power or defenses or anything like that, and it maybe there's a possibility that one of those actually will affect speed somehow.
I hope so.
I think too, one thing to really consider, and I honestly I was not part of the demo, but for instance, Rebecca always has to use a controller for the demo, so they could have made it so that they set it to the lowest speed so you could get the feel of it and like take more time. I don't know.
Very true. Yeah.
Something to consider.
Okay.
But if the slowness is a common piece of feedback, then hopefully we'll look into it, because I want fast ships too.
Of course. I mean, if anything, it could be something like, I don't know, maybe you have like little attack ships that you can use. Like maybe we could use our Lisettes as like actual warships, and they're part of our. You know what I mean? Like it's actually part of the battle. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like a fleet. That'd be gorgeous. Oh my
that would be amazing.
And then the little Arkwing guys too. Be terrifying.
That'd be. I think that would. Oh, that would be great. I think that's definitely something that RailJack would benefit from. Okay, so the next thing, in terms of going from ship to ship combat, ship to space, and then space to ship combat. That's something that we've been kind of thinking of for a while, and that's kind of what we thought of that we thought Arkwing was going to be originally, and now it's actually going to be a thing, and I think everybody is excited for that. But in terms of the ships, are they randomly generated like regular tile sets? Like, you know, each ship has their own unique tile set, or do you think it's going to be like every ship kind of has just the same flow to it? If it, for me personally, if it did have the random tile set creation that the rest of the missions have, I think that would probably be the best thing to do, because then it wouldn't feel as dry going into this exact same ship every time. But also the technology for that is, I bet, is kind of difficult to implement. So. But what do you guys think about that? Do you think that it should be randomly generated, or do you think it should be just kind of a linear experience, or each ship has their own layout? Like there are different capital ships, but they each have their own layout. Let's go with Neo. What do you think?
I think increasing the or having it be randomly generated would increase the longevity of the experience. Like it would not, like you said, not be so dry, and it would kind of make it so that people aren't getting bored of it quickly.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, I agree.
I mean, I know that on the most recent Devstream, Steve mentioned that it would also involve other missions, so it would be, like he mentioned, a derelict ship, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if it would be randomized or if it would be like the old Trials where it would be the same mission over and over again, but I can see arguments for both. Right. I think like either way, having additional modifiers or ways, like we saw such a bare not bare bones, but like such a basic example of it that like I want to see more before I can be like, I can have an opinion, you know what I mean? Like I want to see like what different ways you can do things, because obviously what they had was it was like 6 minutes worth of gameplay, right?
Yeah,
so
something like that. Okay, cool. And Xeno, what do you think?
To me, this is really important. Like, so the planes are great, like open world environments, so on and so forth. It's great to see the technology expand so much more. To me, Elite Sanctuary Onslaught, or even just Sanctuary Onslaught, is actually more important, because you go from environment to environment to environment. Yes, you do the same tiles over and over again, but you don't know what the order is, and it keeps that level of retention that things like the planes doesn't necessarily promote, right? So if it's a case of, hey, yeah, let's have we can either have static interiors of the capital ships and we can get RailJack by December, or we can we choose to wait and then get dynamic interiors. I'd much rather choose to wait. You know, I'd much rather see a dynamic environment.
I think I would agree with that. I mean, I think that's with anything, you know, like rather than getting the instant satisfaction of having the, you know, the whatever, the update or the new ship or the new weapon or whatever right away, I think we'd rather wait to make sure that everything is kinked out, you know. All right.
The obvious disadvantage though is that will it ever be perfect? You know, so you have to draw a line at some point, because otherwise it's going to damage the game.
Exactly. No, yeah, I completely agree. Okay, so the next thing is, I know, Nia, you said you weren't around for the original Dark Sectors, but I'm going to talk about that for just a second, so bear with me. But the original Dark Sectors, the game mode where we kind of went onto a ship, and I think we were fighting against specters, if I remember correctly, and we were kind of just trying to get to like the center of the ship area and like defeat this rail, basically, that was guarding a certain dark sector. I think that was a really fun mechanic, and I think that was a really fun game mode. I was actually really disappointed when they took it out, but when I saw RailJack, that side of me kind of lit up. You know, I was like, yes, we're kind of getting this back. We're getting something similar back, and it's even better. So what do you think the playstyle is going to be like in comparison to what we had before with Dark Sectors? Like, do you think it's going to be kind of the same feeling, or do you think it's going to have something completely different? What do you think, Xeno?
I'm not entirely sure I follow the question.
Yeah, so it's like, do you think that the feeling of the new RailJack update is going to be similar to the old Dark Sector that we had before, or we had to go against the solar rails or whatever? Or do you think that it's going to just have a completely different feel, and it's going to be something completely different?
I think it'll be different. I think if you've ever played something like Guns of Icarus, where you got ship versus ship and stuff, I think that's the sort of line it's going to go down. I think there's going to be 3 captains and 1 pilot, one person that runs around the actual ship. Everyone's just saying, no, we need to do this, and like one person's actually doing all the work, and 3 people aren't doing anything.
Well, that's true. Yeah. There's definitely going to be a lot more teamwork because of the whole like managing your own ship aspect of it. So yeah.
Here's a question for everyone else, right? As I step on Devstream. How do you feel about the solo aspect of RailJack? Are you for the solo aspect, or do you think it should just be team-based?
Has that been stated?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
there. So in the Devstream, Steve mentioned that with the upgrade system, you'll be able to get auto, what is it, aiming?
Okay.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Like
Basically,
the turrets will be able to.
Yeah, you'll be able to upgrade to aimbot, and stuff like that, where the ship will be automated for you for certain tasks, so you can focus on what you think is necessary and let the ship do the rest if you want to do it solo. I think it's important to have it solo. I mean, there are people who don't, like, depending on the matchmaking and stuff, like, being able to play solo content is important, obviously.
Absolutely.
So I think there's like benefits to offering both, you know. It'd be cool if you could have like specters. Like, I'm just full like faster than light mode for this because I love that game. But like, if you could have specters and you could like assign each one a task and they would do it for you, or like they were like robots instead, I think that would be cool to kind of make it still feel populated, but and like give you full control over it, but still let you play it solo if you wanted to.
I agree.
I was going to say, if there's one thing that I appreciate enormously about Warframe in general, it's that it is the most customizable game I've ever played. You don't need meta builds to get through the star chart. Like, if you wanted to play the game solo and you want to have crappy builds, like, you just got to get yourself to a certain point, and you generally could just put on whatever you want and still manage to even fumble your way through it. Yeah. So the fact that you're allowed to now that there's, you know, talking about doing this even solo or team based, like that, you know, that's fine. Like, I don't even see why this would be an issue for some people where they'd want to fight about it. Like, if you don't want to do it solo, problem solved. Just don't do it solo. Yeah, you know, like, but I think it's one of the best features about this game is how customizable it really is and how you can tailor it to yourself.
Get it, Taylor?
That wasn't intentional, but I see what you did.
It always happens.
So, someone said, why does TDefton look like he's 12 but sound like he's 30? I'm not going to disagree with you there.
Because he was getting it on while he was still a fetus.
Yes, of course. Bow chicka wow wow. Somebody asked, what could have solved the problem with the solar rail, aka dark sector, is put a cap at max tax. What? I understand what he's saying. The tax for every solar rail or for every dark sector, that you could apply to note. That was the mistake that I saw that caused it to slow down or to close down the dark sectors. Correct me if I'm wrong, Taylor.
So I wasn't around for dark sectors. That wasn't my time. But I think that there's always going to be multiple reasons why things stop. And like I honestly, I was not there. I can't speak to it. But like, if that content hasn't come back in any sort of similar fashion, like obviously they weren't comfortable with the gameplay loop, or there were just multiple aspects of it that they want to do better.
Right. And
like with the make clans great again cause, I guess, if that ever gets picked up again, it'll come back and have more meaning behind it, I guess. Because I think it'd be fun, like having friendly competition would be super rad in game.
Definitely.
Outside of Conclave and stuff. So, I don't know.
So, one thing that I noted here is the fact that I think that RailJack should have some sort of PvP element. And I'm not saying that it should only be PvP.
Be so cool. Like, you could just like go against other people.
Yes.
That'd be so rad.
Exactly. I think that would be fun. I think that would be a lot of fun. And I think that would add a PvP game mode that might engage more people because it's more like team based, it's more squad based rather than you kind of just going in there solo and doing your own thing, you know? And I mean, Lunaro is kind of like that, but even Lunaro, you can carry your team, you know? But I feel like with RailJack, as long as it's done the way that like it's being done, or that it looks like it's being done, it's going to require everybody to kind of work together and to be a team. And I think that would be a really great aspect to have that along with PvP. So what do you guys think about that idea? Do you think that should be like the way it goes? Do you think that it should only be PvP, only be PvE? Do you think it could have both? What do you think? Neo, what about you? What do you think about that?
That it should only be PvP.
You think it should only be PvP?
And this is for the clans.
Huh. Okay.
I don't know if RailJack is for clans. I don't think they specifically said that.
I don't.
So I don't know. I don't know if it's tied at all to the previous Dark Sector system. Oh well, actually, wait. He did mention briefly that it was clan research, but I don't know like if it's gonna be like the same system.
Yeah, Steve said that he wanted it to be clan research for the upgrades. But he
I don't
wanted
know, like,
everyone to be able to get access to RailJack straight away without being in a clan.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know though, like if it would be like your progress in it or your contributions to it will benefit your clan in any way. Like just it being clan research doesn't really mean anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like getting the lens or a Warframe, you know. But yeah, I think that was important to clarify, and I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm not necessarily competitive per se. Like I don't really care to be like I play competitive games and I get competitive, but I don't look for it intentionally. And I feel with all the customizations of the game, if it's possible to make it so that you have the option whether you want to play against other clans or you don't, and have it so that it doesn't really affect anything in the game, so you're not forced to or feel like you have to, or otherwise you're going to miss out on something, I think that would be cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. I completely agree.
I think this could really work as a PvP concept. The big concern I have is I think it would need dedicated servers. I think this would really work well if there's more than just two RailJacks going at each other. I think it'd be amazing if it would be like 3v3 RailJacks, but that would require a lot of internet resources. Yeah. So either someone with like big fat pipe would actually have to host a dedicated server somewhere, or D would have to spend resources into doing it, which costs a lot, so on and so forth. But like, one thing I'd really love is to be able to go and invade other RailJacks. You know, you got your players to like jump off of yours in an Arcwing and go jump on theirs and actually go kill the players on their RailJack to slow them down and things. I just love the idea and things. But
I'm curious. So if you wanted, I think competitive RailJack would be fun. I think that it's definitely a lot like pirate ships, and it definitely, of all like the systems that we've added, I think it makes a lot of sense. To let players kind of go against each other in a team-based system. I think it'd be fun. But would you, like, if you're looking at it, would you think that it would be two players trying to attack the same ship, or to be two players defending, or two teams, I guess, defending their own RailJacks against each other, and like they're trying to take each other out? Like, what would, if you were to add this as a conclave, I guess, system, what do you think would be better?
I would do both. I would do team deathmatch as well as regular free-for-all deathmatch. So, you know, last man standing versus team deathmatch.
That's true. But, like, at what point would it stop you from basically just having conclave missions on your own ship? You know what I mean? Because I know a common piece of feedback that I read, and something that kind of has stopped me personally from delving more into conclave, is like my lack of conclave mods right now, and not having the equipment ready for it to be competitive, especially as a DE staff member. So don't you think that would affect that if it were to come to close combat in close quarters?
You know, I just thought about that. Yeah, that's kind of tough because of the whole modding aspect. There are some people who are going to be min-maxing, and there's other people who are going to be, you know, just new. So you kind of have to use the conclave mods.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like, I think it's a cool idea, and I think it's not something to be like, oh no, that's awful, we never consider it. But there's
I don't know. Maybe it could be that there's like a switch somewhere that says I want to play on a modless match. Or I think that'd be interesting. I can't actually attest to this because I've not done much conclave. I've only ever done like the Quicksilver. Sorry, is it Quicksteel? Quicksteel one.
Yeah.
And the Valentine
and the Opticore
Day
one. Do you remember that one?
Oh my god.
I don't think I remember the Opticore one.
That's so fun.
But I've done the Quicksteel one. I loved it because it was a set loadout. You know, it was just basically Genji from Overwatch. And again, I'm fine for that. So if it's a case of it's too much concern for everyone that, there's a big disparity between having mods and not having mods, then just disable the mods. Yeah.
True. Or like, I'm curious, like, at least for me, this is all theory crafting. Like, I have no idea about what our plans are for RailJack, and this is just kind of fun ideas, I guess. But I think it would be cool instead if you could even just have specters that you sent to invade their ship instead. So you could actually have a literal army of Warframes that go in.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty fun, yeah.
Proxies to go in instead, so it's more ship focused, and then like maybe have someone go out an Arcwing instead of boarding their ship.
You know what I just thought of? So, the Tenno, they can obviously, go inside of Warframes, switch between Warframes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What if the owner of the RailJack actually created, like, set Warframes for the Tenno to hop into? So, like, the owner of the RailJack is the one who actually, like, creates the Warframes, or let's say it's the clan or whatever, and they create the Warframes and they hold them on the ship. And then when you have your teammates come onto the RailJack, or they come onto the ship, they can hop into the Warframes at will, like the different Warframes at will. Do you understand what I mean?
There is an arsenal on your RailJack,
so maybe that can be something to I don't know, kind of play on that aspect. You know what I mean? Like, play on the whole operators being able to switch between Warframes. Maybe you can incorporate that into the ship.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
There was a question, or not really a question, more of a statement, that S. Blackheart said. He said, RailJack, I'm personally not interested when forced to team up. It's like the raids. It becomes an exclusive thing unless it allows randoms to join you. Then it's not such a big deal, but I think what he's trying to say is, like, if you are forced to have a team before you head in there, then it's going to be a pain in the ass. And
I get it, for sure. Like, for me, I didn't ever play raids until I started talking to more partners, because I didn't have anyone to play them with. And at least me, like, personally, as across all games I've ever played, I've never been one to go into recruiting chat or, like, try to group up with people that way. I just don't like doing that, I guess. That's pretty weird. I don't know if that's weird to say, but so it wasn't until I met other people who also played it that they're like, hey, do you want to come with us, that I even started playing them, and then fell in love, and then they've been removed temporarily and then come back.
Yeah.
I know. So with Steve saying that they are soloable, hopefully that they'll be available via public matchmaking or something, or have an easier avenue.
Right.
I don't know.
We'll find out soon.
I'm personally always a proponent for public matchmaking, because I'm that kind of person who'll never squat up. So I used to do towers by myself. I do vaults by myself, because I don't like asking people to come with me. So the more public matchmaking, the better, in my opinion. But I can see why you wouldn't, as a dev, only offer that option, and like why you would incentivize people making those connections via your game chat. But
absolutely.
Yeah.
Neo, I noticed you haven't said anything in a while. You have anything to add, or?
Ooh, calling me out. Honestly, I'm sitting here just like drooling at the mouth, waiting for you to ask about the K drive.
Did you guys talk about K drive in the last one?
Yeah, we did, but very briefly. Okay, so let's jump to K drive. Well, before I do that, I want to address some of the things that some people said in chat. In terms of PvP, Crayons, or I'm not sure if that's supposed to be pronounced Crayons, said, don't let the toxicity of competitive games enter Warframe. Warframe has such an amazing community because it is PvE. Also, it would be completely annoying when you either just want to farm, what most people want to do, farm and chill, and for newer players, there will be clans that will just want to PvP 24/7 and destroy anyone.
Well, I mean, I would picture this as like something. Sorry to interrupt.
No.
But like this would be like RuneScape Wildy, right?
Right.
Like if you were gonna do, like you have your regular RuneScape where you can go kill goblins and steal all their gold and cut down your trees, where you can go into the wilderness and actually like play against
fight other players. Yeah.
That's what I would
exactly.
like if I ever had something like that.
I completely agree.
With Stalker mode too, you would never just stick it on all newbies. It would be something you'd opt into, kind of thing.
Right. And then Power to Mine also said that there's an issue with the Conclave that... Wait. There's an issue with the Conclave, the pricing of mods versus the cap of Conclave rep, in my opinion. Because it takes those that have been playing Conclave forever and puts them at a higher tier than those just starting out. I can definitely understand where he's coming from. But... You know what? Maybe that's something that can be fixed with some sort of matchmaking magic. You know, you could take a look at the people who are at a higher tier, like they have higher tier weapons and mods and stuff like that, and you can match them up against people who are of the same caliber. But then those people who are just starting out, you match them against one another. You know.
Just to jump on this, can't you get like Conclave mods from doing things like Rathoon?
I think so. I think you could get Conclave mods from just like doing regular missions. Like there are certain mods that work in Conclave and work in PvE. I think. I don't remember.
I swear there's somewhere that...
is one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I swear there's somewhere that's PvE that drops PvP mods.
Hyperion Ape said he still wants that Stalker mode.
Yes, that needs to happen.
That needs to happen.
It does need to happen.
I know. There's discussions.
That should be a Conclave thing. That'll get. Listen.
That would be. Oof. Oh my god.
I was excited when Lenaro happened, right? Because I'm like, okay, cool. I'll be able to get my Conclave points without actually having to play Conclave, right? But then Lenaro happened, and I was really excited about it at first, and then I played it a lot, and then it got to the point where I just... The mobility. Like, for the love of God, how? How is it that it was thought to be a fair idea to not be able to bullet jump with the ball in your hand? Like, there should totally be more... I mean, come on, it's Canada. Like, Canada, hockey, there should be more checking and stuff like that going on. Like, let us be more mobile, and then let us be more aggressive.
And then you'll have, like, a 30-second period where you guys can just, like, deck each other in the face.
Yeah. Push up against the boards, right? Oh my god,
Yeah.
that should be a thing!
Make the goal bigger, you know, make sure you can pass through the goal with the ball.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
So... If there's no changes that are looking to be made about Lenaro, because I don't hear anybody talking about it anymore, so I don't think it's even on their radar to make any moves with it. Yeah, add the Stalker mode. Come on, like I really feel like we should keep trying new things with Conclave, and they don't necessarily have to be a remake of what already exists. Like we can just have different game modes and stuff.
For sure. Like what I...
Frame Fighter.
Go ahead.
What is it? Dead by Daylight?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, why not let us play as different, like, Vayhek or, not Vayhek, have us play as...
Oh my, that would be so cool!
Right?
Oh my god, I want that now. That would be so cool. Imagine running around as Nefanyo, like, with his giant... That'd be insane.
That'd be cool. Or a Hayeka.
Oh my god.
Dude! Yeah. Dude,
next board meeting, bring that up, please.
Oh,
we need that.
I mean, I totally see what you mean, though, Neo, about like adding more to it. Personally, so I play a lot of Overwatch, and I'm a big fan of their arcade system. Like, I play a gross amount of free-for-all all the time because it's a nice competitive break from the regular game flow, but like there's no pressure or anything. So with like the quick steal and the opticore, like the opticore game mode in Conclave was my favorite thing while I was out. Like it was a ton of fun. So I personally am a big advocate for trying to get some of that stuff back, just to get people interested in Conclave without like jumping in and literally being decimated. It's like the difference between like playing competitive Overwatch and like
regular. Yeah.
Mystery Heroes kind of thing.
Legit question, because obviously I was at TennoCon. I'm pretty sure, Devston, you weren't. Was Neoness
here?
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't there as well.
Right.
I met you last TennoCon, though.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I remember meeting
As
you.
Got poured on with the rain.
But the big question is, right? I got to play Frame Fighter. I really enjoyed playing Frame Fighter.
Oh my god, I'm excited for that.
Any news about Frame Fighter?
It'll be coming soon to PC. Yeah. We demoed it at Guardian Con, and we told people there that it would be coming soon to PC. So, yeah.
Let me ask.
Sweet.
You don't obviously you can't say the exact there's no exact date, but end of summer ?
I don't know. So it was like I said, it was enough of a demo that we could actually show it at a convention outside of Con, where people would kind of understand if it was broken. But playing it there at Guardian Con, there were more glaring issues that came up because of the way it was set up. So at TennoCon, for instance, it was all local multiplayer.
Gotcha.
I think so. I think it was all on the same PC, whereas at Guardian Con it was not local.
Okay.
It was it was matchmake multiplayer. So, and that came with issues and controllers weren't set up. So there always work to do for it, but hopefully soon. It's so much fun to play.
Yeah.
You guys should do tournaments for it. It's a ton of fun. If you're a hardcore fighting game player, don't expect.
I'm gonna jump on that the instant it comes out.
It's so much fun. Also, Mag sucks.
I'm probably
better
actually.
than Joey Zero.
I'm probably
actually.
gonna...
With Mag. I will take you down.
Oh yeah, is that a challenge?
Uh-oh.
Okay, we're gonna fight.
Let me write this down. D.E. Taylor versus Xenogelion.
Yeah, we both have to be mad.
No, yeah, definitely. I'm excited for Frame Fighter. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And I'm actually planning on hosting tournaments, and I think Warframe Fan Channel is planning on doing that as well. So keep an eye out for that. That when that comes out, we'll be hosting tournaments.
The only thing that would concern me about something like Frame Fighter is much like Linaro and thing is actually the ping. Because whenever I play with people that are across the ocean and things, it's just the ping is just I've got whoever's the host has a clear advantage.
Yeah.
So the matchmaking needs to be a lot more restricted. So it's you have to have a 200 ms ping or maybe lower in order to actually match publicly. Or it's are you sure you really want to play your friend across Atlantic?
That's so true. I mean, at Guardian Con, for example, even you were in the exact same building, you were sitting beside each other, and there was definite I grabbed you, but you grabbed me anyway, and then animations were broken. So there's stuff to fix, but also the grab combo is OP. So hopefully they make it.
I'm so excited for combos.
Once you figure it out, you just kill everyone. It's great.
I'm so excited for combos.
See, that's the thing. It doesn't have. It's not like Mortal Kombat or anything where it's super complex. It's very low level.
So simple.
It's a mini game.
Fun.
It's just fun. Right?
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Maybe they develop a bit more, but for now.
So, let's talk about K-Drive. And some of the things, since that's coming up soon, some of the things that should be implemented with K-Drive and possibly some of the things that we're expecting to see. So, Neo, since you were really excited about talking about K-Drive, I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think the K-Drive should incorporate, let's say, to actually be really engaging and make people want to hop onto it and ride around, other than the fact that it's a hoverboard, because that in itself is just cool. But what do you think?
All right, I hope Taylor, are you gonna write this down, because this is definitely something that's important.
Takes out the notepad. I would give you this one.
Okay, so as somebody that played just an enormous amount of Tony Hawk growing up. And,
yes, I know it.
Then,
Skate 3. Skate 3 was me. I played a lot of Skate 3.
And dead serious, as also somebody that grew up a fat kid and just wasn't very physically, gravity friendly or whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I mean, like, I'm afraid to slip off a skateboard and break something because I got all that extra weight, you know, to crush my bones and stuff. But the point that I'm getting is, so like, I played an enormous amount of Tony Hawk, and then my friend finally got me into skateboarding. And what took him 2 months as somebody that just had a general interest in skateboarding took me 2 weeks. Like 2 weeks, and I was able to ollie the board off the ground. Another 2 weeks, I can ollie in motion. And he lost his mind. He was so angry because of that. Like, you know, because of how long it took him and how much more of a passion he had for it.
Right.
But it's just it's for me, it's about, like, this is going to come around to what that was all about. So first of all, Tony Hawk is very engaging, or at least those skateboarding games, they're extremely engaging, and I'll get into why. There's one more thing that I wanted to actually touch on right now. Okay, so it's the... God, I'm like rambling and stuff. I can't figure it out. You're
so excited. It's cool.
I am. It's like, okay, so this is what needs to happen with well, not that, like, you know, it needs that, but really for the most amount of success and stuff like that. You take a look at the Tony Hawk games. You take a look at what was that other game? It was one of the launch games for Xbox. There was no skate. I don't think there was skateboards involved, but you were grinding around everything just on your bare feet.
Oh.
Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah. I think so.
So it's and Warframe is very good at this. It's very good at being fluid, right? Like very good at just the movement being, you know, from a dead stop, you're moving very quickly through the place. Whatever it is that you're, you know, like whatever level you're on, wherever you're going and stuff, you have the ability to just get around very quickly if you wanted to. But with like Tony Hawk and stuff like that, that could get boring. But I feel what kept it from getting boring was just the fact that you had enormous amount of things to grind on, to do tricks off of. But this is the big thing that I really hope you guys don't miss, because Steve did talk about this in the last Devstream about how there will be like an upgrade system of sorts that you will be able to make your K drive stronger or upgraded or whatever based off of, you know, the tricking system or whatever it is that he might have called it at the time. So what I feel needs to be done to keep it even more engaging after that is for this tricking system. I mean, I know this is going to sound ridiculous and it may be a little bit hard to do, but there's nothing that's impossible in existence. You can figure it out. There's some way we can figure this out. But having it so that when you're doing tricks and stuff like that on your K drive, you're having some kind of combo counter. There is something there where you're seeing your numbers increase as you do appropriate tricks and stuff like that on the K drive.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
I'm taking
the only question that I don't know what to say yet, I haven't put much thought into this, would be with Tony Hawk. If you mess up a trick, you fall off.
I was about to say that because Skate 3 was the exact same way, and that made it a lot more fun. Because if you fucked up, you were off your skateboard and you had to go and pick it up again. So I think that would be really cool. Continue.
I don't know how Warframe would do that, because as we all know, the frames are very prestigious. They're very, in their own way, kind of perfect. You know, like, I mean, I'm not talking about the balancing that sometimes needs to be done, but like just in the model of the frames and the art about them, they're so classy and they're just beautiful. To fumble off a hoverboard, it just doesn't seem like that kind of. You know, I mean, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying I think this is where it might get a little tough as to, do we have them fumble off the hoverboard if they're doing tricks? Maybe we only have them fall off the hoverboard if they're getting into combos or something like that. But regardless, the counter's got to be there, because we obviously like, just like, you know, DE, we want everybody to play the game as much as possible. You know, like we want, you know, this to get a lot of attention, everybody to be talking about it and just have it grow from there. You know, even bigger than it's already been, which is it's phenomenal watching this grow over the years. But part of it being engaging and stuff, as far as the hoverboard and keeping people interested in that, huge deal. If there is a combo counter along with these different tricks and stuff like that you can do with it. Oh, that's what I was going to say before, was that in Tony Hawk, they actually hooked up. Like, part of the reason why I got so good at it so fast, from my brother's experience, psychological perspective from school and all that, was that when you play a Tony Hawk game, they hook up those little cameras and stuff to a person, and that person will actually do tricks 100 times or more, and then the developers of the game look for the absolute perfect way that it was performed, and then that's the way the character does it inside the video game. So part of the reason why I was able to pick it up so fast is because it's not that I played so many hours of the game, but I played so many hours of watching it being done perfectly over and over and over again so many times as I played that game.
Right.
So that might be a little difficult in Warframe. You probably could just go model some Tony Hawk games, but
I was gonna say, yeah, you could look at like Tony Hawk or Skate 3 or whatever and use that as reference to like try and look at that combo system, try and look at that trick system, and make the K drive a lot more engaging, because I think that would be phenomenal. I mentioned this during the last episode as well, but yeah, it's that's definitely something that I can see it would do very well. It would be very engaging.
Grinding in the plains, I don't know how that would be set up though.
It'll be interesting. I mean, like, one thing to consider out of all of this, obviously, is that it's a subsystem of a larger game. So I don't know. I don't know, like, how deep they're gonna go. But like, skate games are like so fucking cool. Let's be real. Like, everyone loves skate games. I remember, like, even playing the skate mini games in Spyro. Like, there's just something universally loved about them. So hopefully they'll be able to add a whole bunch of really complex systems, but at the end of the day, it is like a movement system as part of a much larger update. So hopefully they'll be able to do some cool shit, but I wouldn't approach K drives as being like, all right, this is Skate 4, because I don't think we have like the knowledge or complexity of being able to have an actual skating game, like a full-fledged skating game, the way that everyone wants it to be within a much larger game. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
But hopefully, I don't know. I think there's a lot of really cool things we can do either way.
Exactly, and that's the thing. I'm not saying that it has to be as complex as, Skate 3 or Tony Hawk or whatever,
sure.
But I think that there should just be something there that is a little bit more engaging. Like, the trick system should be a little bit more, more advanced.
Versus Arcwing kind of thing.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't just be something to get around. It should be something fun,
Yeah. I mean, Steve mentioned the vent kids. So I think there is knowledge that this extra system has a lot of meaning and has a lot of potential is there. Let me rephrase that. So, like, with the vent kids, I think this is showing that there is going to be more depth to it than what you see in Arcwing, but I don't know how far it'll go, because he said that your tricks, like the kinds of tricks that you're able to do, will let you get more reputation with these guys and stuff. So I think I'm excited to see what happens for it, for sure.
Absolutely. I agree.
It'd be cool if, like, Nathaniel's statue just turned out to be a giant,
So, one of the last questions I have here is it's kind of silly. What do you think? Hold on. Let me switch to my scene. Okay. So, last Devstream we were showed a couple of things, and one of them was the different creatures that are going to be on Fortuna. Right?
Oh yeah.
So, what do you think about we have these different creatures. Now, I have the 4 different creatures that were shown, and I'm going to ask which one in particular would you like to have as a pet, if you had the option. So we have the Snow Predator. I don't even know what this thing is. It's very strange. It apparently has a tooth going through its head. It's a very interesting creature. But we have this lovely being right here. Next we have the Snow Critter. Once again, another very lovely thing. It kind of looks like a ferret, to be honest.
I love him.
Very long snout, very long tail. I enjoy this one. Next we have this armadillo thing. Very icy. very scaly. I don't really know what else to say about it, but it looks very interesting. And then right here we have this very derpy looking armored Kuburo. But these are the different creatures that we were shown. Which would you prefer to have as a pet if you had the opportunity? Let's go with Neo. What do you think?
Is it the snow critter?
The snow critter? I honestly, I think I would go with the snow critter as well. I mean, he's pretty cute.
Yeah, that one. That's the one.
He's pretty cute. What do you think, Taylor?
I want the armadillo. I want him to roll around in missions.
Oh
and,
my
like,
gosh.
knock people like armadillo bowling.
Wait, that would be really cool.
Yeah, if he did that, I changed my mind.
if his way of mobility, like if the way it sprinted was it actually rolled, that would be amazing. I would love that. That'd be so cute. What do you think, Xeno?
To me, it honestly matters about scale because we know we can see how big the armadillo is.
Yeah.
Right. We know how big the snow critter is, right? Because we've seen the demo and things. But the weird Kubo thing could actually look to be very large.
That's true.
I would personally like it if it was like, you know, struggled to get through the doors of the corpus ships. You know, and just like, yeah, just go nuts, go charge down that corridor, you know, go rip the room to shreds.
Oh my
It'd be
God.
really funny if it was also just as derpy as it looked, and it just kept on bumping into walls and stuff.
So cute. So it doesn't actually attack anyone; it just loves them all, and it
Yeah.
loves them to death.
Oh yeah, no,
Yes.
it presses against the corpus and the wall. The corpus just gets crushed.
Exactly.
Yes.
Goes to lick its face and accidentally bites it.
I would love
know.
that.
No. Or like if it was as big as the spiders, like it was literally just like.
Whoa!
You couldn't
Hold on.
even- You couldn't even have it in your ship. It was just like floating outside, orbiting, and then when you jumped into Venus, it was like a literal rock because he looks like a little golem guy.
He
right?
does.
Yeah. I think that's
What if-
cool.
What if we had a companion that we could actually ride? Like
Armadillo.
a very large, like a very large. Have you ever seen The Legend of Korra?
Yes.
Okay, you know that.
I love it. Yeah, yeah.
You know that what is it called, mole bear? No.
Oh.
The thing that Korra rides. Oh man,
she
I'm
has
gonna
a
have to look it
dog.
up.
She has a dog. though.
She does have a dog,
Yeah.
actually. You're right. It's
Yeah.
not her. It's the other girl. The Fire Nation girl. That
I haven't seen it.
I haven't. Neither have I. Like I forgot all their names.
Fishing girl.
Yeah. She was a love interest of
Oh, Asami?
Mako. Yes, Asami.
She wasn't. I don't think she was Fire Nation.
No, wasn't she?
I think.
I'm pretty sure.
No, I
she
thought
was.
she was just from the city.
Yeah.
Oh, possibly. But yeah, that thing that she had. She
I
was.
can't remember having her having a pet.
Or are you thinking of Toph? Because like I know in
Possibly.
the first Avatar, they were the mole.
The
Oh my
giant
gosh, what
moles
were
that
they
taught.
called?
I know, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah, the ones in the
giant
mountain.
moles that taught
Yeah.
Toph how to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
that was in Last
They're
Airbender.
called
But that's not what I'm that's not what I'm referring to though. There was something that was very
Oh!
that had
wait,
like the nose of a, you know what I mean? Like
What
The
about
nose
like
of a mole.
I think so.
What about the one from the first Avatar where it like
Oh,
follows
no.
smells? Is that
Yes.
the one you're talking
I
about?
think that's the one he's talking about. It's
By the evil girl. What's it?
yes,
Yes,
who is the Fire
yes,
Nation girl?
Yes, that's who I'm talking about. Yeah.
Wow,
that
I haven't
thing.
seen that in ages. I can't remember
I know.
anything.
Same.
What was her name?
That
The voice actress of so many characters in video games. I can't actually remember her name at all.
she was a lot.
Shisu.
Wasn't she the
Shirsu?
Shirsu?
Shirsu.
Maybe I don't know.
Oh yeah. That's,
if anyone in chat knows, please correct us. But yeah, what if we had like a giant mole thing like that
Smells.
that smells things, and we were actually able to ride it. I think that'd be really interesting if we had a rideable companion.
I just want a big armadillo that you can put a saddle on.
Yes.
And then like it could also be gyroscopic so that it can roll.
It can roll.
And you can stay on top of it.
Azula. Awesome. Azula. Yes, that's yes. Yeah, it was
It's
Azula.
Azula.
Writing it.
Azula was what's she called? Zuko's sister.
Yeah. But I thought there was another girl who. What's her
Oh,
name?
yeah.
Oh, June. It was June.
Was it
That's
June?
Who it was. Yeah. I have the wiki open now.
Oh yeah, it was.
And Ty Lee. Is it Ty Lee? Am I?
No, she was hired by Zuko.
It was
Yeah.
because
find the
June was
Avatar.
Zuko's love interest, right? Like he was into
No,
her
that
at
was
one
May.
point. That was May. You're right.
It's all.
I'm forgetting
it's all meant
everything.
again.
Okay, it's all coming back. If anyone in
Warframe,
stream, yeah, I was about to say, like, if anybody in stream has like no idea what we're talking about, you should definitely watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. That was a great series.
So good.
But
See, even Steve recommended it, so you know it's good.
exactly, well, because it's fantastic.
It's so good.
But yeah, okay, so that is basically all I had for TennoTalk today. I did want to actually get into the worst builds you could think of, but we're already at an hour, so I don't want to hold anyone up here who needs to go do things like stream or whatever. So that will conclude our episode. Is there any last words you guys want to say? Xeno and Neo, you want to like say where people can find you?
Yeah, it's been posted all over the chat and everything, but you can find me at youtube.com/Xenogelion.
And Neo?
YouTube and Twitch, both Neoness 007, all one word. Or I should say Neoness 007.
007. Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is James Bond, yes.
That's why he can't show his face,
And
because he can't reveal his identity.
Or
People-
location.
Or location, exactly.
very
Or
secretive.
For his own safety, and for your safety as well.
And everyone, I mean, I don't know, where can people find you, Taylor, on Twitter?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter. _TAY King.
Everyone follow her.
You can find me on the forums, and yeah, that's it.
Yes. All right. And I mean, for me, you guys can find me on YouTube and Twitch. Same name as on here, TDefton. Yeah, so that will conclude our episode. Thank you guys so much for showing up. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have anything, any like input that you want to give us, make sure that you chat, like leave it in chat right now, and we'll take a look at it and try and implement it for the next episode. But for right now, that will be it. The next episode of TennoTalk will air on the 11th of August. So make sure you come out and hang out with us then. You know what I just noticed? I'm still showing my screen. So I'll show my camera this time. But thank you guys so much. And we will catch you in the next one. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks for
Laters.
having me.
Of
Enjoy
Enjoy
course.
your weekend, guys.
You too.
Bye.
Meow, meow, meow. Everyone loves meows.